Have you ever been helping your customer through their purchase decision and something just didn't feel quite right? Something about the scenario just didn't feel authentic? Only to find out a couple weeks down the line that a fraudulent credit card was used to pay for a purchase, and now your company is faced with a large chargeback. This happens so frequently to furniture retailers, there's a good chance someone right now is trying to determine if the customer they are working with is up to something fishy. I'm Amy Llewelyn with Trekstone Financial, and I'm here to share 2 best practices on how to avoid a costly fraudulent sale chargeback. Tip number 1, always use the chip. A few years ago, the major card brands required that merchants become EMV or chip card compliant on their terminals. If a card has a chip embedded, that chip must be read by a chip card reader, or the merchant assumes full responsibility on that transaction if it moves to a chargeback with fraudulent or stolen card listed as the reason code. But what about when you can't insert the chip into your credit card reader? Sometimes it's unavoidable. Maybe the customer's calling an order in over the phone. The chip card reader seems to be malfunctioning, or the customer states, "My chip never seems to work." In this case, tip number 2 is always enter the customer's billing address into the terminal. Begin by manually entering the customer's credit card number. The terminal will prompt you to enter some additional information when keying in a card that is not present. It is going to ask you for the card billing address, and if the terminal then prompts that the address is a mismatch, that is a red flag that perhaps the person placing the order is not the card holder. They should know the billing address of their card. The machine will also ask you to enter the CVV or card verification number off the back of the card. For Visa, MasterCard, and Discover, this is the 3-digit number on the back of the card. For Amex, it is 4 digits on the front of the card. If they do not have that information, or it doesn't register as an exact match on the terminal, then that is also a red flag that this individual doesn't have the actual card in hand, and perhaps is not the true owner of that card. So how should you proceed when these red flags are going off? It is ultimately your decision on whether or not to complete this type of sale. You can absolutely choose to decline a transaction if the additional information isn't matching. However, if you decide to proceed further, here's the biggest tip I can give you for this scenario. You cannot ask for a copy of the actual credit card due to PCI compliance. However, you absolutely can and should ask for a copy of the customer's driver's license to be sent over. You should also fax or email them a copy of the invoice or receipt and ask them to please sign it. This will do one of 2 things. Either they will refuse to sign the receipt and give their ID, in which case I would highly suggest that you do not proceed with the sale. Or they will provide you with both things, in which case you'll be able to check the signatures on both pieces of information to make sure that they match. Of course, there's always the possibility that the transaction could still move on to a chargeback. You have very little control over what a customer does once they have the product in hand. But you can and should take these few extra steps to best protect yourself from this kind of scenario. We at Trekstone Financial are experts in the area of merchant services, point-of-sale systems, and terminals. We offer personalized customer support, technical support, and we're happy to assist if there's ever a chargeback situation with one of our clients. We can also help you with extra training for your employees and staff who will be handling the credit card devices to ensure that they understand the importance of reading the chips and gathering the correct information to help protect your business from fraudulent chargebacks.